Alrighty. How you doing, Chief?
I'm doing good, Cyrus. How about you?
Excellent.
Okay.
So in our last video, we did a lot of talking just about the comic book industry as it is right now.
Yeah.
And we specifically talked a lot about how it's difficult for a lot of new properties to be brought into the public consciousness and for people to really identify and like them.
Yes.
I think that was a really great topic. But now let's talk more about the solution.
Sure.
What we can hope to do to help improve the industry as us Brushpix, but then other things that the rest of the industry can do along with the fans in order to help be a part of that change. Because we believe that it's not just important to talk about the issue, but to also be a part of the solution, right?
Yes. Well, I would say the way I approach developing any project, I always looked at who I am trying to cater this story or idea or concept or visual to.
Sure.
Who is it I'm trying to sell this idea to, I think is why I always look at it. I always try to keep in mind that when I write this stuff, I'm writing for somebody who has never picked up an issue of comic book before. I think that's very, very important. I'm not just selling to the fans or the habitual readers that's been around for a long time. I always want to get somebody that's new, somebody who's who says, "Oh, I don't read a comic book, but hey, that looks interesting. Let me check it out." I also try to get different kind of audience. There's a lot of thought put in that. Where you look at Captain China, where it's designed very much to be, I've made it very much an American type of comic book. The way the storytelling is handled, the way the characters look, and who it appeals to.
Sure.
So I was catering that to an American audience, but at the same time, I was also very carefully thinking about, can a Chinese audience, a person in China who's never read something like this before, be interested to take a look at it?
Absolutely.
So there's that kind of thought on both sides. And then you look at something like Magic the Delinquent Girl, which is very, very anime-like, but that was designed to be a manga anime book that caters to American audiences, specifically. Because the artist I work with, Marcus, his style reflects more of the American style of handling manga. And then there's even Oni Riser, which I'm personally working on right now.
Correct.
And that one is catered very much to a very Japanese Asian audience.
Yes.
Just specifically the way it looks, the way it's approaching the way art is handled. So I try to develop a project that has different appeals and maybe hit a different kind of audience and catch their attention and say, oh, okay, that looks like something I would be interested.
Yes.
And I think that's how I always approach a project. To think who would be interested or want to read your book.
Right. And so one of the major parties in this industry are the fans.
Yes.
We believe that they're of the most important.
Yes,
And
of
in
course.
order to be able to allow it to really succeed, we have to be able to shift the industry, and starting with our business, in a way that will actually cater towards what the fans are interested in right now.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the major things that we did differently was that, we really decided that this business needed to be free to read and online.
Yes.
More often than not, people are just reading a lot of books, especially when it's manga, for free online.
Well, I just think it's the current generation.
Yes.
Everybody's online. You talk about like 5-6-year-old now have a little iPad in their hand, to play games and everything.
Yeah.
Books are not really what the kind of medium they're familiar with anymore.
Yes.
And of course, you talk about people my age, well, we grew up with holding a book in our hand. I mean, I still, I have no problem holding a book in my hand. But I really have to think, yes, that audience we want.
Yes.
But
And we're going to be still catering to them.
Yeah, we're
still
still catering
printing.
to them. But at the same time, we want to get a new generation of readership and fans and audience aboard.
Yes.
I think that's in the longevity, that's the better strategy for a company to survive. For these products to be spread around. We are in the digital age. There's no doubt. You cannot deny that every other kind of business, for movie industry right now, because the COVID-19 situation, they're distributing online right now. They're putting a few online stuff put into the theaters.
Well, look at the music industry.
Yeah, music
they had to
industry,
change drastically because of Spotify and Apple Music and all these other companies that existed.
Yeah.
The way in which we're consuming it is vastly
Yeah.
different than we used to.
People, very rare, number of people go buy CD or anymore. But they still do because records actually made a comeback. So it's not like that market don't exist.
But it's more niche now.
But it's much more niche now. People buy it because it is almost like a trendy thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a weird thing. So news is being broadcast online, YouTube, Amazon. People are more and more familiar with clicking a button and have stuff right at your doorstep.
Right.
So the comic book has to move in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
It absolutely has to. And the reason we consider free to read, mainly because we're competing with so many free entertainment material on the internet.
Yes.
So many. You go to YouTube, there's a gazillions, endless. Anything you're interested, you can find.
Yes.
A subject matter on, and it's free.
Yes.
And then or subscription based. Like Netflix and Amazon Prime, but that's very minimum amount of money being put into that, and then you get a ton of content. The reason we haven't gone to subscription base is because we don't have that kind of massive content yet. So we're at least we're designing for free to read right now.
Absolutely, and the other part of that too is that because we are a smaller company, it's more important for us right now that we grow our brand.
Yes.
We let people know who we are and the kind of values that we have, not only as people, but as a company.
Yes.
And so they can get to understand Excel Comics and Brushpix and better understand sort of how we position ourselves in the market. And so the way in which we make money is more through merchandising and direct donations.
Yes.
And I feel that's honest. That's a more honest way to do business also.
Yeah.
Because if they like our stuff and they believe that we're going to continue to do good work, they'll give money to us directly.
Support us that way.
Right.
But because we believe in our work,
Yes.
we love what we do. We don't mind letting you say, hey, here's what it is. We did it. Go check it out.
All right. Pay what you think it's worth.
Yeah, pay what you think it's worth. And we hope that in times people really value them and willing to give us a little bit more to help us keep going. We try to be very much at face value what we are. There's nothing that we're hiding.
We're not trying to nickel and dime anyone.
No.
We're really just trying to make good products.
Yes.
And let people know that if they want to continue to see these roll out at a fast
Sure.
pace, then they can continue to support us.
Yes.
Because our entire production schedule will speed up with more money.
Yes.
We can hire more artists. We can begin to take on more projects.
Yes.
And continue to allow each individual part of the process to move faster.
Yeah, we're trying to at least establish a newer way of getting comic books and content into people's hands.
Yes.
Much more easily. And also at the same time have some really good, unique ideas that can be developed. Because we talked about how it's harder to get new ideas out. But I think in the digital age, if you can put it on the internet, you can find an audience.
You're right. Exactly. It's a beautiful thing that we have nowadays.
Yes.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter,
Yeah.
all of these great social media platforms, once they're properly cultivated, we can really begin to reach an audience that we may have not been able to beforehand.
No.
Because beforehand, if people weren't reading a newspaper or they weren't reading that specific magazine, it would be very difficult to directly target them.
Sure.
But now we can actually create advertisements that are specially made for those people for their Instagram feed. And so we're going directly to the people that are most interested in our work, and we can target them directly. And that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and I think the industry needs to recognize it's harder and harder for people to get their hands on printed material. Yes. It's you have to, we're here in Florida. We have to drive somewhere to buy a comic book. As opposed to back then, I grew up in New York. You go outside, and then your local stationery store or the mom and pop candy store has a comic book rack. They don't have that anymore. So the industry has changed so much that one of the reasons we are in decline because the product is hard to find.
Yes.
But with the digital age, you can get your product out there.
Well, this is also a unique opportunity in time. Beforehand, it would have been much more difficult to be able to create a website.
Yes.
But because of modern technology, suddenly that issue was solved.
Oh, yeah.
Additionally, creating an online store used to be very difficult. But modern technology, again, fixed that issue.
Yes.
Made it a lot easier to be able to bring that stuff to market. It used to be harder to be able to find your target audience. But now they're the same place you are.
Yes.
And you can create a business account on social media to be able to reach those people.
Oh, yeah.
And you can talk with them directly no matter where they are in the world. Through direct message, through your tweets, through your posts, through
direct
your videos,
feedback from your
YouTube.
audience.
And we feel like this infrastructure is perfect
Oh yeah.
for what we need to do. We just need to commit to it fully.
Yes.
The same way in which the industry in the previous times, fully committed to publishing and printing and setting up the infrastructure for comic book stores. We can do the same thing here.
I think there's no better time
Yes.
to be a comic book creator and get your product out there.
Right.
You can see your ideas and see how excited you are with what you have to offer them. It's the sky's the limit right now.
Exactly.
Just reach for it.
And the beauty of what we have now is that we're both a publisher and at the same time we're producing our own comics.
Yes.
And that's a really special thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Having a publishing platform that can allow other people to come in, but at the same time we have stuff to contribute to this platform too. And I think that needs to be the key. I think a lot of these I've seen these other platforms out there. Something like Webtoon and Tumic. My gut feeling is they don't really have a production arm that produces their own books.
They just sort of pick the best stuff.
Yeah, people submit and they pick the best, and they of course they probably do allocate some money to these creators, to work with them on that. But then you don't know the people behind it really understand comic books. Like, so how do we sit down and plan something and put it out?
Well, it's a different audience.
It's
also.
different audience, but I think a different way of managing a product. And here we are from beginning to end. We're seeing the whole thing through.
Yeah.
So we have control over it. We can if we get direct feedback, we can adjust and tailor and make it better. So internet, I think, is great. I think it's fantastic medium to put your product out, expose your ideas to whoever is out there,
right.
Get feedback and say, okay, well, there's something I thought about that maybe people like, but they didn't really respond to that well. Maybe, but people are talking about this, so let me do it that way.
Well, and that requires humility and flexibility.
Sure.
That means that you don't have an agenda, and
Well,
you're really trying to.
Well, the agenda I've always had is kind of what I said in the beginning. I try to design an idea on a comic book for an audience.
So our goal as a company, I guess, would be to try to bring as many different people in.
Yes, we would love to have that. Bring new readership, new audience, new generation. Bring new creators, new ideas. But also, we would love to have old creators to come in with something. If they have some fantastic ideas, we would love to, showcase it on our website, Brushpix. Because I think the only way for the comic book industry to transform and change, because I don't think just you and I could do it. I think we need the help of a lot of other people.
I agree.
Need to help the readers, need to help people who love comic books, need the help of people who love to create, and then go from there. It's not going to be fast, it's not going to be easy, but let's go piece by piece.
I agree. Our site is really designed to be able to take care of 3 different audiences.
Yes.
So first and foremost, we're trying to make sure that the reader and the fan are taken care of, because they're the people that allow for all of this to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Without their money and support, we couldn't do anything.
Yes.
Secondarily, we're really trying to take care of the comic book creator.
Yes.
We're trying to find new properties and try to be able to port it onto our site.
Yes.
Ones that we're creating, and then also ones that are made by other people,
Mm-hmm.
and hope to be able to spread it to a larger audience.
Yes.
Because we believe that a lot of properties that have been underserved really do have a market. It just needs to be properly positioned. Some of these other sites really don't promote like we do. We try to promote every individual product by itself and really show people the value and the merits of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, I think we really do need to take care of the people actually that go into creating the product. So that would be the artists, the letterers, the colorers, and so on and so forth. Those people in and of themselves really don't get the same opportunities that they used to back in the 90s.
Not at all.
And for us, we really believe that being able to pay people a good wage to be able to take care of our work is important.
Sure.
And
well, you want people to be able to make a living doing this,
Yes.
And that's the general idea. If they can make a living doing this, they can keep doing it forever.
Right.
If you're, one of the problems I used to run into is that, I want to put out this book or do that book, but I got to go get a job somewhere else instead of spending time in front of my art table.
Right.
So it is important.
At the end of the day, I think we have a unique opportunity to be able to fix all of these issues, or at least for the people directly surrounding us.
Yeah.
Show a potentially great business model and really create some goodwill in the industry. Because
Sure.
I think that's something we're really lacking right now.
Yes, we need some really strong goodwill, good vibe, positivity, and says we can do it. Let's go. Let's go. Why are people saying comic book is dying when there's so many people who loves it? It's just such a weird idea when people love something. If everyone out there says I don't care anymore,
sure, it's time to pack up.
It's time to pack up and go. But everybody's like, my God, I love comic books. I love superheroes. I love manga. I love anime. Why are we declaring the death of the industry so soon?
Well, that's exactly what it is. People aren't apathetic. They're angry. They're unhappy. They're sad. And they're mourning a lot of things that they used to really love.
Yeah.
And so I think being able to make those small adjustments and changes really can preserve the heart of what made it special.
Sure.
It's not purely just the pages. It's how it made you feel. It's everything associated with that.
Yes. There's always an excitement. You pick up a comic book that you like, you're familiar with the characters, and you just go, well, I want to see what happens.
There we go.
Yeah.
And that's what's exciting about what we're doing. We believe that with fan support, we can do all of that.
Yes.
And so if you guys want to actually support us, you can go to brushpix.com and click on donate.
Yes.
We have a few different ways in which you guys can support us. We have Patreon, Subscribestar. You can also use PayPal, or you can subscribe to us directly on the website.
Yes.
Any of those ways would be greatly appreciated. We have special content made only for people who donate to us. And we believe at the end of the day that any money that you put towards us should go right back into production. Should go right back into being able to continue to put out books and make them faster.
Make us hire some people, put them to work, put the industry to work.
Helping the economy, right?
Yeah,
helping the economy. And it's a beautiful thing because we really are dedicated to making this happen.
Sure.
We're going to continue to put things out whether we get a lot of money or not.
Yes.
But that dedication, I think, will pay off for us in the end.
Yes.
So if you guys want to support us, definitely go ahead and take care of that. We appreciate all of you very much. We believe that the comic book industry is not dead. It's just going through a transitional period.
Yes.
And what the decisions we make now will greatly affect us for the future. And so let's start becoming the generation that fixes the issues that we had in the past.
It's up to everybody.
Absolutely. So there's a part for you guys to play. Thank you so much.
Yep. You guys have a good day.
All right, bye guys.